What's up, guys? This is the Southern Roots Podcast. We are on episode 12. This week we are recording late.
Extremely late.
We've got. I've been out of town all week. These guys didn't want to do it without me, which in a way I appreciate. And in a way, I was kind of hoping that they would figure
We
it
thought
out.
it was a good idea until tonight, and now I'm regretting that decision.
Yeah. We're this podcast is supposed to be posted in 2 hours, and we got an hour to record it here. But we've got several social medias.
Yep, we got the TikTok, which actually had a video like blow up.
Yeah,
it
did.
To us, blew up.
Oh,
They
buddy,
got,
yeah.
It way surpassed our last quote unquote viral TikTok.
Yeah, we got was that now 10.3K?
4.
10.4.
10.4, baby.
10.4. So everyone was reposting that and got a bunch of likes. Most likes we've ever gotten, 200 plus.
Yeah.
But yeah, like and repost all our videos on TikTok, and we will put an update on the Facebook page. We also got the Instagram.
Yep.
And what's the other one? YouTube. So.
Yeah.
All the socials have been growing, so that's cool.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
It is. It's nice to see it kind of. It's been a slow grow, but I mean, hey.
Yeah.
We are consistently seeing more. We were just talking about this a second ago. We are consistently seeing more. What is it? I guess interaction as far as like on TikTok. A lot of times a lot of times you just get views. You don't get a bunch of likes. You don't get comments. You don't none of that stuff. And all of our videos are starting to consistently get better views and more likes and more comments.
Yes.
So that's always awesome to see. Also, I saw on our Facebook page we've got over 200 something followers on Facebook. So that's pretty sweet too. But yeah, man, that's
actually growing pretty quick.
It's actually man, it's all going pretty well. The podcast kind of has done better than I thought it would, and the social medias has started out a lot slower, but it's starting to pick up.
Yes, it is.
So
the biggest game changer for us is when we made the Facebook.
Yeah, for sure.
We have no idea what we're doing with social media, so
absolutely not a thing. So just make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and anything else on the intro?
All that fun stuff.
Anything else on the intro, guys? I think that's it. Let's get into the hunt we did this past weekend first. Let's do that.
And it was literally just a hunt.
It was 2.
But it was only hunting. There was not much else involved.
There was no killing. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So the scouting
we got in
did
there.
not pay off.
Nope.
Well, it hasn't paid off yet.
I think it will.
Late. Yeah, we got in there kind of late Friday.
Yeah.
Set up camp very quickly, and then went to go sit. And when we were going to go sit, we actually walked in on a guy that walked. We didn't know where he came from at the time, so we'll get into this in a little bit. But when we were walking to where we were going to, we got like literally 40 yards from where we were going to sit, and a guy was there. And so when we saw him, of course, we just immediately turned around, walked back, went to a different spot, and climbed. Wasn't a bad spot, but just wasn't where we wanted to be.
Yeah.
And ended up not seeing nothing. When we go to get out, and that guy ended up waiting on us on like a fire break or whatever.
Yeah.
That we had to cross, and we found out that joker walked
a long way
to get into where he was at.
That was a hike, son.
Yeah, we felt kind of bad because when he was talking to us, like, whenever you are walking in, he had a pack of pigs, like 5 or 6 of them, in front of him that we kind of spooked off. So we were in the right spot for what we wanted. We just got in a little late.
Yeah.
Due to setting up camp and all that nonsense. But that guy turned out to be really pretty cool.
Yeah.
We got his number and all that stuff. We talked. We're actually supposed to be hooking up with him to do a little bit of hunting here soon.
Yeah. That was. I felt bad too, especially when we realized how far he walked once we sat there and talked to him for a minute, because we was in the buggy and it's only got 2 seats, and I was like, dang, bro, there is like literally nowhere we can put you. The back of it's full of climbers and rifles, and then the 2 seats. I mean, I don't know. I felt bad. He's like, nah, it's all good, man. I was like, whew, boy, you got a
Well, Buddy's in shape. You could tell, like, walking's
yeah,
not nothing to him.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
was just glad, and he wasn't upset or walked
No,
in on him or anything. He was just glad that he come across somebody on public land that whenever they saw him, as soon as we saw him, we turned around and walked the other way. 'Cause if you
yeah.
hunt public land, you know that sometimes that just don't happen.
No,
Oh, don't know.
majority of the time, that's not happening. They're
Yeah.
either gonna say, "Oh well," or
Yeah,
they're
we
gonna
just all
go,
hunt here together.
yeah, which is dumb.
Yeah.
Spread out. First of all, that's dangerous, man.
Yeah,
You
if
see,
somebody beats you there, man, tip your hat and take your tail somewhere else.
yep, yep, and
It's not that
hey,
difficult.
don't get us wrong either, boy. When we saw that guy, we were not happy. We were like, "Dad, gummit!" Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
because I felt really good about that
yeah,
spot.
that spot was.
And I had
I,
no idea where he came from. Like, I saw the guy and I looked and I was like, Andy, there's a hunter right there. And so we turned around and walked away. And as soon as we started walking around, it's like, where the freak did he come from?
Yeah, because we come
You
from
never know on
Because
public land.
we had already walked 400 plus
I'm about to say,
yards.
yeah, easy. And that was
And
from
he
the
walked,
closest spot on the road to our Onyx point.
yeah,
Like that's where it's like it started going back up in numbers. Okay, we
we
stopped right
stopped.
there. Like, I mean, we were literally as close as you could get on a road, and we're still 400 yards plus out. And
Yeah,
dude,
couldn't find that guy had to have walked looking at it at least a mile
oh yeah, yeah, because
at the minimum.
he parked. So it was in the same area
We
of
passed
where
his
we
truck,
walked a
but
mile, but he parked at the beginning of that road.
Yeah.
yeah, he couldn't get through because he had a 2-wheel drive truck.
Yeah, and I
Mhm.
thought so the way he parked and pulled over was on the other side of the road. So when you turn off that road to the left right there, he was on the left side of the road. So I assumed he was on
Yeah.
the left. I
Mhm.
didn't know. I mean, obviously, dude
Yeah,
walked.
you never know.
Man, I mean, which
I
now
mean,
also
when
he
we passed his truck, we drove for what, another 3-4 minutes. You
yeah,
cover a lot
easy.
of
Yeah.
ground going 10 miles an hour for 3-4 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like it shouldn't have been a problem. Buddy just walked forever,
Yeah.
and so I mean, kudos to. I hate that we
Yeah, I hate we ruined this hunt,
ran
man.
off some pigs.
Yeah.
But yeah, whenever you run if on public land, for the love of God, if you see somebody that's in your spot, just go somewhere else.
Good job.
That's my biggest pet peeve with
Get there earlier.
public land, man. Just we're all there to do the same thing. You probably already ruined their hunt. There's no need in ruining it anymore by sitting right next to them.
Yeah,
Just go
because all
somewhere
they're gonna
else.
do is be upset the whole time. Now, had we sat
Yeah.
Oh,
out
And then
yeah.
you
there,
may miss out on
yeah, had we sat there, that dude probably would not have been as nice to us when
yeah.
we got out,
Oh, no.
which is
Yeah, he'd have been pissed.
100% okay. You know what I mean? Like, just go somewhere else, man. It's not that serious,
Yeah.
guys. Um,
Because
but
you may
yeah,
miss out on of course we don't know where it's gonna go, but I mean, you never know who you're gonna meet out in the woods. You may meet a lifelong buddy that you could absolutely ruin by just not being a decent human being.
yeah, yeah. It's not hard, guys. If you see somebody in the poke land, go somewhere else. They beat you there. But yeah, we had not a bad spot there. Obviously not the ideal spot. And that guy was like his stuff. What he was saddle hunting, so he was just, I mean, he had his sticks on his back and his saddle on. And, buddy, I mean, that stuff is, you can walk a long way in that stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff's light compared to a climber. I've thought about getting a saddle, but I don't know how hard it would be to shoot a rifle out of a saddle. But I don't know.
I want to get one next year for bow season.
That would be, I don't know. I think I may just record you guys during bow season. Or Dad's got a crossbow. Does that count?
You can do whatever.
Yeah.
If you want to record during bow season, I'll put the gun down and I'll just record during gun season.
It don't matter. I'm sure we'll
figure
wind
it all
up.
out.
Yeah, that's a whole year from now. But and then Friday, that was Friday evening hunt.
Yep.
Friday night, me and Shane showed up, set up camp. Wasn't even sure if Seth was even coming out there or not. We get back to the camp. There's a truck in our campsite. And we're like, what the heck? You know, as you're riding up, you can't really see that well. There's just another truck parked at our camp and trailer. Yeah. And then next thing you know, we make the corner.
At first, I thought somebody moved your truck and trailer.
Yeah.
I was like, we're about to have to fight somebody.
I got off work.
Our freaking tent door was open.
We did leave the tent open,
but we just left it open.
I got off work at like 2:30, went straight home, which is like an hour, and then I loaded up the buggy, all my hunting stuff, in like 10 minutes, and went straight to Tuckahoe, and.
I can't believe you didn't just take it to work with you.
I wasn't planning on going.
Yeah. He told me I was supposed to try leaving at 12. Of course, that didn't end up happening.
Yeah.
But he told me probably like 11. He's like, I may go out there this afternoon. I was like, we'll be out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tuckahoe from my house is a good hike. It's that's over an hour. It's close to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I got there and I did sit for an hour and a half, definitely over an hour. I don't know if it's quite an hour and a half, but I didn't get to walk as far as I wanted and go exactly where I wanted to sit, but I seen a raccoon. That's it.
You saw more than us.
I'm about to say you saw more than us. We saw a squirrel. My camera's not focused.
We saw several squirrels.
There it goes.
Yeah, I seen a few squirrels.
Yeah, we saw. Yeah,
I heard
we saw a bunch
coming, and I was like, "Oh boy, here we go." And I looked over behind me, and I seen something black. I was like, "Oh!" Hey, I was walking on the ground, and then I realized I was like, "Bruh, I'm gonna shot it just cause it made me mad."
I think we've all had that thought before,
dude. You
like
know how many
armadillo.
You don't know how many times
I can't tell you I almost blasted armadillos.
I thought about shooting one of them squirrels this weekend. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh my god!
Can you imagine shooting a squirrel with a 30-06? Boom! Just.
I got a story for you. Later.
Me?
Yeah.
I think you've already told me that. I think you've already told me.
I may have.
Yeah. It involves a squirrel?
Yeah.
You already told me. Anyways, and then we meet Seth back up at the camp. He hangs out for a little bit. He winds up going home, and we cooked dinner. And
Shane said y'all's dinner was smacking,
buddy.
Dude, it was good.
Yeah, Shane said it was smacking.
So yeah, I brought some steaks out there, and we got some seasoned. So I was sick. I'm still not even 100%. It's been well over a week, going on like 2 weeks now. So I was still feeling pretty bad last weekend, and we were sitting there trying to get the campfire going. And I looked at Andy. I was like, "Dude, I think I'm about to say bump dinner and just go to bed." We got the fire going, so we went ahead and cooked. I am so glad I stayed up because we seasoned the steaks. I brought seasoning out there. We brought some oil out there, put it on a pan, and I'm not going to lie to you. Those were some of the better steaks I have had. It was off of a freaking Coleman stove.
Yeah, I'll put it to you like this. I'll put it to you like this. The trip I just went on, me and Callie, I had a steak the last night we were there. My steak out at the camp was better than the one I paid pretty dearly for.
Yeah.
100%.
They were good, and they weren't no little steaks neither. I mean, they were good sized
No,
steaks.
yeah. They were good, man. I ain't gonna lie, I was impressed with the old little Coleman stove for real. It did the
That Coleman
thing.
stove has cooked us a many a meals.
It has cooked us a bunch.
That has been one of the, as far as like what you get out of the money you spend, that $25 has provided for me more than dang near anything else I have bought.
Oh, dude, man, we've cooked what three Thanksgiving trips. We've used it.
Yeah.
Dang near every
That's
weekend we
breakfast,
went.
lunch, dinner.
Yeah, dang near
For
every
basically a
weekend.
solid week.
Yeah, and then every weekend we go duck hunting. We cook breakfast every single time.
And there's been a couple There's been a couple like one-off camping trips we've done.
Yeah.
That thing has cooked a minute, but if you look at it, you could tell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that thing looks like crap.
Hey,
well, not only that, your dad's been using it too out on the boat.
Yeah, my dad's been using it on his boat. When he goes and camps out on his boat, he's got a cabin boat that he sleeps on, and he'll take that jerk. It's cooked me a many meals out there too. Me and him.
I'm telling you.
I mean, it's
that's right there. This guy, we've gotten our money's worth out of it in the past. I bought a thing 3 years ago. It looks like it's about 30 years old.
It does.
You just got a new one, didn't you, Andy?
I did, and it's one of those nice ones. I got to figure it out though, because it's a little high tech, buddy. I ain't gonna lie. You got to like turn this knob and turn this knob, leave it lit for so long, and then turn it off, and then, dude,
we might need to keep the dumb one.
Yeah, we might.
Ain't no $25. That ain't no $25. That mine ain't even a Coleman stove, but it's an Ozark stove.
Yeah, mine is an actual Coleman. What is it, like dual flames? I don't know.
Dual fuel or something.
Yeah,
like
dual
that,
fuel. Yeah, because you can use the little green tanks, or it's like has an actual like a fuel cell on it that you can use. But I got it for free the other day we finished a job. Matter of fact,
the day that we went out
there. The day we went out there, I was getting the check from the customer, and he's like, I pointed up and I said, that thing worked pretty good. Dude, it was sitting in the top of his garage, covered in dust. And he's like, yeah, I've used it, like, I've turned it on like twice. I've never actually cooked anything with it, but it works fine. He said, I was going to get into tent camping, and I just ain't never done it. So it's been sitting there for a couple years, and I've offered it to all my kids, and they don't want it. You want it? I said, I sure do. Yes, sir.
Matter of fact,
as I leave here.
Matter of fact, my truck right now out there on the side of the road is loaded down with camping stuff. Oh man, but yeah, it was it wasn't bad. We had a good time. Weather was actually pretty good for camping. I mean, I slept when I did sleep. I slept well. I wasn't like cold. I wasn't hot. It was good camping weather.
My body could not regulate temperature. So when I went to bed, I was wearing socks, pajama pants, a long sleeve shirt, a hoodie, and a Scully.
Oh God!
I was
inside a 20-degree weather sleeping bag.
No, a negative. I think that one.
I think that's
will keep you. Yeah, that one will keep you alive at 0 degrees. It'll keep you warm at like 20 degrees.
Eesh, that mug's
so
hot.
I was freezing.
That's
and wild. Then I woke up at, I don't know, like 2 something in the morning and started coughing and felt like I couldn't breathe. And so I just started shedding clothes. And he's like, "You're good?" I was like, "Yeah." I ended up in like just my boxers.
Yeah, this man's like, I'm like, "You're good?" He's like, "Yeah. Yeah." I was like, "Oh my God."
Just let me breathe. Just let me breathe.
I was like, I thought I was about to die. I was like, man, I ain't going out like this. I'm at least go out not sweating. I just started shedding everything I was wearing, dude.
Oh man.
I don't know what I had. Whatever I had, it was rough, buddy. It kicked my tail. So I'm still not like all the way over it, but it kicked my tail. In fact, it kind of screwed us Saturday.
It did kind of screw us. I hope I hope it didn't screw us like we think it screwed us.
I don't even want to talk about
It is
that.
what it is,
But it
fellas.
is
Man,
what
when
it
I
is.
What it is.
So
yeah, so we had some pretty promising sign
yeah.
Saturday morning. I was like,
Yeah.
we're going to hunt
Oh,
this Saturday afternoon.
Let's before we do that, let's talk about the Saturday morning hunt.
Oh man.
You want to tell him? You want me to tell him? It was my decision. I'll tell him.
Okay. Because
So-
I had it right originally.
He did. Now the truth is Shane did have it right. Onyx though, when we sat down, said one thing. But anyway, so we walk in from the road, and we have these 2 trees marked on Onyx from a couple weeks ago. Like, okay, we're gonna sit in these 2 trees, look this way, blah 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 blah. We walked in one way. That was the mile walk. So we drove a lot further this time. So we come in from a different way. Anyways, we find the 2 trees. I mean, they're dang near right on the Onyx point, which is kudos to Onyx, man. They have.
I don't know how to do it.
I don't either. It's
With the offline maps, it's crazy.
It's impressive. But so we get there, and it's saying we're facing one way. So I was like, well, if we're doing this, then we need to be facing, this way, so that we're looking at the spot we want to look at. And Shane's like, I could have swore it was this way. I was like, I don't know what to tell you other than Onyx says.
I was very confident. And then he said, Onyx says when he looked this way, I was like,
and I even showed him and he saw it. So it's not like,
I was like, all right. I mean, it just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
But when you're in the dark, I was like,
Yeah, well,
and I try not to use much light and all that stuff.
Right.
So we're in the dark. I'm trying not to have my headlight on that much. And he shows me, I was like, man, that's what Onyx says. Who am I to say otherwise?
Yeah, I mean, they're literally using like satellite GPS stuff, But so we climb the 2 trees. We're sitting there. We're doing good. Yada yada yada. Everybody, we get set. We get the camera set up. Everything because we were pretty confident in this spot. And
we even had a pig at 7:02.
Yeah, which
40 yards away from us.
Yeah, which shooting light was like 7:15 or something like that. So like not.
Yeah, I could barely make it out. Only reason I know it was because it was real low to the ground. It was big, and I could see it when it was moving.
Yeah. So, and it was dark obviously when we sat down. So as we start to get more light and more light and more light, I'm looking around. I'm like, I can see good everywhere except for in front of me. Like, what is going on? I keep looking, and then all of a sudden, like, it's like daylight, right? I mean, it's as bright as it's getting in the woods. And I'm just looking in front of us, and like
it's just the thickest crap you can imagine.
Yeah, it's thick. Just I don't know what to call it. Just wood stuff, like just underbrush, I guess. Yeah. And I mean, it's probably 20. Well, it's probably further than 20. It's probably about 30, 40 yards in front of us.
Directly in front of you?
Yeah, like right in front of both of us. And we're like, and I'm like looking around and like, ain't no way, right? I thought we sat in the wrong trees. I told Shannon, I said, this can't be the right trees. Like, there's no way.
It didn't take me long after we could see to start figuring out that we definitely made a wrong decision somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. And then we kind of looking around, and Shane eventually is like, bump it, dude, I'm about to stand up. So he stands up in his stand, turns around, and can see the water that we was wanting to look at. And we're like, mother trucker, dude.
Yeah, I looked at Andy, I was like, hey, what are we looking for? He's like, yeah, I was like, It's directly behind us. And I got looking, I was like, we're in the correct trees.
Yeah, we
We're
were
just
in
facing
the
the wrong
Yep.
way.
I said, God's almighty knows, boy. Ain't that a motherfreaker, dude? But yeah, so we wound up sitting, obviously we didn't see nothing. We was looking at crap all morning. To the point where it was
Except for like the last 45 minutes, we just stood up and were turned around.
Yeah, we just stood up and pretty much like sat in our climbers like we were gonna climb.
Yeah.
But at that point, the pig had already walked by. I mean, it was gone. There was no seeing it. But we decide, okay, bump it. We're getting out. We get down, go to the buggy. We're sitting there probably a couple minutes. We hear a shot way off in the distance. So we decided to go the other way instead of back the way we came. We were going to go further. Remember where that tree was down, Seth? We drove past that. Yeah, so we went past that way. And we went all the way to the end of that. It actually dead ends into the river.
The river? Yeah.
Yeah. And once we got there, we turned around, come back through, and went as we're going back. We're just creeping along, just taking our time. And Shane says, "Deer, deer," and I let off the gas of the buggy, and we look over, buddy.
Wasn't just no deer.
No, sir.
That was by far. I'm trying not to exaggerate when I say this. That was by far not just the biggest public land buck I've seen. That very well could have been just the biggest buck I've ever seen.
It was massive.
It was a stud.
Yeah, it was massive. I mean, it was tall, so you could only see one side of it as it was coming because it kind of went up like a little embankment. And when we first spotted it, we could only see one side of it, and it was up there. I mean, obviously not way up there.
I actually thought it was a doe at first.
Yeah, I mean, you could see one side of the rack. It was kind of tall, and then that joker turned and went up the hill, buddy.
I just looked at Andy, and both of our jaws were just dropped.
Yeah, that sucker was way outside way outside the ears. He was, yeah. And then we got back to the camp after we sat there for, I don't know, 5-6 minutes. Like, there's no way we just saw that, right?
And the good thing was, he wasn't crazy spooked.
No, he didn't seem, yeah.
He didn't take off in a full sprint. It was just a little trot. He just went up the hill, went over it, and that was it. So I knew he wasn't crazy spooked. And I was like, we're hunting this afternoon.
Yeah. And we got back to camp, did breakfast, and then we went and walked around for some pigs. And Shane made a lethal mistake by not taking his medication. And he started going downhill pretty quick, feeling bad and all. So
very quick. In fact, I think I slept.
Yeah, we were sitting at that bottom, and he passed out.
Yeah, that's right.
like at one point, just straight up rolled over on my side and just said, I wasn't even going to fight anymore. I was just going to sleep.
Yeah, like
y'all do what y'all want to do. Y'all let me know when it's time to go. Laid over on my side like I was in a bed and went to sleep.
Yeah, he was legit. Like, he was trying to do it how you sleep in like a tree or something. You just kind of kick your head back where it doesn't look like you're asleep, but you're asleep. Or like you just kind of like to the side like this on the edge. Like, he was kind of doing that at first on the log we were propped up against, and then next thing you know, I look over, that man's just full on. Just on the ground. I was like, oh, he's out. Like,
dude, my head got to pounding so bad that I was getting dizzy, getting nauseous. It became pretty rough pretty quick.
Yeah, we could tell. I mean, I could, not just from you sleeping, but you could see it. Like, you could tell you was not feeling good.
Oh yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't.
I was not a happy camper, man. Once you start getting those like migraines and stuff like that, any type of like even that buggy ride back, those bumps and all that stuff, dude. I was like, dude, just freaking drop me off in the ditch, and I'll be good because this got to be better than what's going on now.
Yeah, this is not gonna cut it. But yeah, so we go back to camp. Shane's like, unless one of y'all got some headache medicine, I got to go home. So we pull camp up. We go to the house. We're probably, I don't know. It was that evening. And then all of a sudden, was it that evening?
Yeah,
it
we
was
were
that
watching the
evening.
game.
So that evening, I just laid on the couch all day. I didn't have the kids or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I laid on the couch all day. Because that headache, today's the first day I did not have a headache at all.
Oh
Like
my
I had a
goodness.
headache. Yeah, it wouldn't go away. So Saturday was rough. Sunday wasn't fun. So Saturday, all I did was lay on the couch, watching college football once we got home. And I get a Snapchat from a buddy of mine, and there is a guy holding a stud of a buck in front of the Tuckahoe sign
Yeah.
from that evening. And I was like, and so I sent it to Andy and Seth, and I was like, there's no way. There's just no way, right? And so, of course, their first question is, well, where did he get shot at? And of course, that's the first question I asked the guy that sent it to me.
Yeah.
I was like, where did this get shot at?
Yeah.
And he didn't know because he didn't know the guy personally. He got it sent by a buddy that got it sent to him.
Yeah.
And he just knows I was out there and I hunt out there as much as I can. And so he sent it to me, and then so of course I sent it to a couple other buddies like, hey, have you heard anything about do you know who this guy is, where he got shot? Like just trying to get whatever information I can.
Right.
And nobody that I know knows that guy personally. But then I found out from somebody else that there was another buck very similar to that one, size-wise, that was shot out there a few weeks ago. I'm guessing during bow season. So, which I knew there were good bucks out there. We just had to find them. And so I'm hanging on to hope that wasn't the one. Because I think at this point we've all agreed that we totally switched our Thanksgiving plans, right?
Yeah. It is what it is.
That's what I'm hunting.
Yeah. That is kind of what's got me a little excited about the Thanksgiving hunt this year is seeing that. But also, that was not the only big buck that was killed out there this past weekend.
No, the guys that came right next to us killed a good one.
Killed a good 10-point. Them jokers right there smacked them this weekend too. By the way,
Yeah,
I swear, dude.
Like
a pig,
6 point, an 8 point, 10 point, a doe, a pig.
I think 2 does.
Yeah, they killed a lot.
Yeah, buddy, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know where they sat, but holy cow.
But I saw it on Facebook. Well, so I got that sent to me as well. And so I went to the actual Facebook post to look at it. And then I sent it to y'all too.
Yeah.
They had, I've heard of people doing good out there. Don't get me wrong.
That's the best I've ever heard.
Yeah, I ain't never heard nothing like that. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, that's nuts.
1 weekend? That's nuts.
1 weekend.
Hey, unless they do their own processing, they about to have one heck of a grocery bill.
You getting it processed? Yeah.
Yeah, because that ain't gonna be cheap, dog. That's a lot of deer meat. That's a lot of deer meat. A lot. Holy.
That's more than what most people kill in the whole season. They killed in a weekend.
Yeah. Now,
and one of those deer they killed, came back to camp, skinned it out, and everything, all before we got back to camp that morning.
Which is insane.
Yeah, and we were back at camp at like 9:30. No, or it wasn't 9. It was probably 9:30.
It was right
9:30,
at 10.
Yeah.
Because we saw that buck at 9:40.
I got you. Yeah.
So it was right at 10. And we could see the pilot because we're right next to a place where you could skin a deer.
Yeah.
And we saw the fresh blood. I was like, and then of course we ended up seeing the picture, so I could see it hanging
Yeah,
right
on the
there.
actual thing.
That all happened. That all happened before we even made it back to camp.
Yeah, so they did that and done it early that morning.
So I'm gonna hunt that buck a little bit, and then I'm gonna really try to get on some pigs because that's what that was my main goal until I saw that buck. It's hard to just say you're not gonna go and hunt that deer. I mean, especially for public land like that.
Yeah,
That's insane.
Especially when you see it. I mean, that jerker.
I would love to compare it to like Seth's buck he shot earlier this year.
I would too. So kill it.
I
want to see him.
If I had to guess from looking at it and not trying to exaggerate, that deer was bigger than the one you shot earlier this year.
It was impressive. It was big. Yeah, because that 9.2
shot, it's at least the same size.
Yeah,
dude, and that
it's not no smaller than that.
Yeah, it was like when it started kind of getting up that hill. It got up that hill like I mean, like I know deer are pretty agile. Like they can jump and all that stuff too pretty easily. But like
you seen that one on Facebook?
That jerker, yeah. But that deer like that buck got up that hill like I don't know. It just seemed longer than I would have thought.
It was a big body. I mean, it was a big body.
Yeah, it wasn't just. I mean, he wasn't just a big. He didn't just have a big rack. Like he. I mean, he's a big. That was a big.
That was
buck,
a big
all
mature.
in general.
Yeah, that was a big mature deer.
He was old. So, but they say there's some old deer out there, man. Old deer. But yeah, that dude, that video on Facebook, that guy. Somebody said that guy that was pulling up in the car on the road was showing up
was there to buy that truck. Because of how good the body was in condition, like,
and it got
because of how good a condition the body was.
That's wild, right?
He still ended up buying the truck. He just got it for $1,000 less than what he went there to buy it for.
Oh, could you imagine, bro?
I'd be so mad as the seller and the buyer, regardless.
But if it's going to happen, like it's better happens as he pulls up than even 10 minutes before he pulls up. Because then that guy's like, "Yo, why didn't you tell me about this?"
Yeah.
And who's gonna actually believe that a deer jumped over my car?
Yeah, it jumped over my wife's car.
Straight to the side of the truck.
Yeah, that's wild. Holy cow!
Insane.
In a neighborhood, bro.
Yeah, buddy, they're.
Oh god.
Hey, look, man, those bucks or those deer are out there in those neighborhoods. There's a guy who's.
Dude, I sent you a video earlier this summer. We were in the landings working. And I come around the corner, and I had a doe literally scare the crap out of me because I got so close to it. I startled it as much as it startled me, and it took off running. I was 10 yards max away from that deer.
I mean, shoot, there's a guy who's got an entire, very large YouTube channel off of deer in people's neighborhoods. So, but yeah, man, it's been.
Blake's got a video.
He does down there in Savannah. He sure does. Yeah. I didn't think about that. Bow hunting too.
Yep. Well, you're not going to shoot a rifle.
Yeah.
God dang.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, that would be nuts. You know how quick the law would be on your tail, boy?
Oh my goodness.
That's like there's this guy in Statesboro. We just did a job for a guy a couple weeks ago that has like a 280 something acre lot that he's got. Most of it's farmland, but it's just inside the city limits. And he has to like bow hunt. He cannot I mean, he's got 287 or 80 whatever it is acres, and he cannot shoot a rifle on he can't shoot a gun period on it. I'm like, that sucks. Like,
that would suck.
You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of land, and you cannot shoot a gun anywhere on it.
I've literally walked out my house just to shoot and walked right back in. Just because I can.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, why not? You know. So, but yeah, We're gonna talk about my little vacation real quick. We
came out of nowhere too.
It really did.
Like you told me on like Wednesday or Thursday, like, hey, I'm leaving Sunday to go out of the country. I was like,
wait a minute.
okay.
What did he say?
Yeah, so that is kind of the perk of having a wife who's a flight attendant. Just like pretty much at any given time, we can pretty much, as long as the money's in the bank, to like for stuff to do and stay, we can pretty much get on a plane and go just about anywhere. But anyway, so we went to so that plan. I thought it was supposed to be this weekend. That the trip was supposed to be that we were supposed to go on. But I was wrong. It was this past weekend. So I went to Tuckahoe Friday, Saturday, and then left Sunday morning, and went to Amsterdam, Netherlands, and we had a pretty fun time. We ate, dude. They have some pancakes over there. They're called. I mean, I guess it's Dutch. Is what like their I guess ethnicity would be Dutch. Maybe I may be butchering that. I'm not 100% sure, but I know they speak Dutch.
No idea.
But I don't even know if Dutch is an ethnicity. Anyways, we're just
Dutchnese.
Dutch. Oh, we're gonna get canceled. No, I don't know.
I like going Dutch on dates.
Yeah, right, for sure.
I'm big on that. So
yeah, so
it's about as much as I know about it.
Yeah, they've got these pancakes over there. They're called Dutch pancakes, and there is one pancake the entire size of the plate. I mean, and it's not no small plate. It's a huge plate, and I mean it's kind of thin, but they'll put like whatever you want in it. Like mine had cheese, bacon, and mushrooms. So it's pretty much like
waffle pancake.
Yeah,
that
like
sounds amazing.
in and on a pan, like in and on it. Yeah, dude.
You roll that sucker up, bro. That sounds amazing,
dude. So it's pretty much like you ever got like mushrooms or anything like in your
I put mushrooms on literally everything I can.
What's it called? Hash browns at
yes,
like at Waffle House. You know how like they do that? It's pretty much the exact same thing except it's a pancake. Which is it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. But then we did a bunch of different stuff. The travel over there is pretty neat. You just hop on like a train and go wherever. Like we could have went to London in like an hour. Just a train ride for like a $15 train ticket. I mean, like traveling country to country over there is just so easy. And you literally just like Apple Pay or like whatever your phone does it is, you just tap it on the little thing when you get on, and when you get off, you do it again, and somehow it like picks up when you got on and when you get off, and it charges you.
It charges you the amount.
The amount, yeah. So you don't have to like buy an actual ticket for here to here. It's like I can get on and go in this direction and just get off whenever I want. So it's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. We went to this. Apparently, they're like a big like windmill deal thing over there. We went to it. That was pretty neat. To see like, I mean, they still use it to make power for some places, and they use it like at a cheese factory or something like that. This windmill is massive. And then we went from there to like this alpaca farm where you get to like.
Those are the ones that spit, right?
No, I don't know.
Oh, it was a llama or something.
I think they said so. I read something that they were giving us, that said that they do spit, but normally it's only at each other. So I don't know. I know. I have somebody that I have watched got spit in the face of. I don't remember if it was a llama or alpaca. But they were like making fun of them and jumping at it and stuff like that, and then it spit right in their face.
That's so disgusting.
That's
Dude, it
terrible.
was some nasty looking stuff too.
There's
Like,
nothing more disrespectful to me than spitting on me. I
oh,
would get my
dude.
tail kicked by an alpaca or a llama because as soon as it spit on me, I'm punching it square in his nose.
Yeah.
They do not spit on me.
Yeah. So we went in this little like glass house thing out there, and they let these alpacas come in and like it's called like a feed and greed or something like that. That you like sit at these tables.
Basically a meet and greet with alpacas.
Yeah, pretty much. And you just sit at these tables and you've got food. They'll come eat out your hands and hay and all this, that, and the other. So then we go to leave. This is where the trip really is going to be pretty memorable for probably forever. So we go to leave, right? We leave out of this place, and it's like in the middle of nowhere, but just so happened we Ubered out there, but it said we could public transport back, which is like buses, subways. They have a tram, which is like the metro car in Atlanta, and then the train. Are there 4 like main options? So it said there was a bus stop right across the street from this farm, which first of all I thought was the strangest thing in the world. Like, there's an alpaca farm, and y'all just threw a bus stop out here in front of it. Like, anyways, so we walk around the little road over here to the main road, and we're standing there, and I'm like, there's no way, because every bus stop we've been to has had like a little bench with like a little cover on it. You could tell
like an actual bus stop.
Like this is a bus stop.
Imagine,
yeah, we're just standing on the side of this highway, like, you know what I mean,
just chilling.
to get on this bus. I'm like, no shot, there's a bus about to come, and we're standing in the freezing cold, and it's raining. Like there's no way. Like, we should have stayed in this little farm and called an Uber, and just Ubered back. But in fact,
you get your thumb ready.
Yeah, hey man, I need a ride. So, in fact, the bus did show up. We get all the way, we make it. It goes through all its stops, and we was taking it to the train to take us back to Amsterdam to where our hotel was at. Because this was in another little city, I guess. I guess that's what it's called. I don't know how they work their city, country, and apparently they don't have like states.
It wasn't where you were staying at.
Yeah. So, anyways, we were going to the next back to where we were, to the train to take us back to where we were staying, and we get to I see the train station, right? And our bus is turning into the parking lot. He's got to do like a U-turn, and there's a bus, like another bus, parked. I see it the entire time, the whole time. Our bus driver, bro, drives like to the point where I saw it so long, I thought it had to have been a reflection off of another window that I was seeing. Like, obviously the bus wasn't there because this guy wasn't stopping. Now, I mean, like, didn't touch the brakes and just bashes this bus in front of us, dude. And so, so I don't know if y'all have been on any type of public transportation buses, but you get on like a normal bus, but it's at the front and it's ground level, right? So you just step on, it's even with the curb. Well, you walk towards the back, and there is like right where the back tires start, there's like 1 or 2 steps, and then it stays raised the rest of the way because the motor and engine and all is in the back. So, but we get on this bus and we go up the 2 steps, and I sit right to the, I guess if I'm looking at the back of the bus, it's to the left. Right on the first row of the upper section of the, whatchamacallit is, whatever it's called, the bus. And so there's a post in front of me, and then like another post, like an aisle marker, like 2 aisle markers type deal. And then a wall is in front of me and Callie both. My left leg is like in the aisle because there's like 5 people on this bus. There's nobody hardly on it. This dude never hits the brakes, right? Boom, hits this thing, and I go like into like to this gap, right? I hit my face on the upright bar, and I go to roll back through. Like I hit my face and roll down, and then I hit my back on the other side on the other bar that's standing up, and then I'm laying in the floor of this bus, like, bro. Callie said, you remember the, like, in the cartoons how they, like, when somebody dies on the ground, they like outline them, and they're like, you know. Callie said I looked like that, like I was laid on the ground, and I was like, God dang, like, cause I didn't know, like I just got punched in the face pretty much, and my back was all jacked up, and then I was like, God dang. And we're just laying there, and I'm like, I laid there longer than I needed to just to make sure that, like, I was okay. You know what I mean? Like, you ever do that? Like, you just lay there, like, you do something, you're like,
all right, I
oh,
can
wait.
feel everything. Like, my fingers are working.
Yeah, like, I'm good, you know? So, Callie goes to get up to come check on me, right? Well, her legs, like, one of her legs just will not work. And she's like, I can't move my leg. So she pulls up her pants leg, and she had her knees kind of like turned at me a little bit. So when she went forward, her knees hit the wall that was in front of us at an angle. Well, her left kneecap got pushed out of place, like it like dislocated. So then, like, I was able to get her up. We got off the bus, and there was 3 other people on there. There was an old lady, like a younger girl, and then another, like, an older, like probably like our age guy. And
don't call him old then, Jesus.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my
Well,
God.
I mean, like, he was older than the young age girl. But so we get off the bus, everybody's checking on each other, you know, we're okay, yada yada yada. That old lady, dude, she's sitting like at the very front of the bus, and it's the only seat facing backwards. Like, so she had no idea that the other bus was, like, she had no clue that it was about to happen. And she's just chilling, like, the whole time. Callie said, I'm laying in the floor. That lady's just like looking around like, just another day, you know what I mean? Like, she's
this dramatic American.
I know, right? And then, like, as I'm standing up and I got Callie up and we're about to walk off the bus, she comes up to us. She's like, okay. And we're like, yeah, we're good. And then Callie's like walking off the bus, and she's like, I don't know that I'm gonna be able to walk all the way to this train. And so she starts to pick her leg up and like bends it, and it pops. And she's like, oh, wait a second. And then puts her leg down. She's like, oh no, I'm good. Like, and all of a sudden it's just like no issues. And I'm like, yeah, your kneecap was in the wrong spot there, cuz.
Yeah, for sure.
She's like, I didn't know what to do to get it back. I just knew something was wrong with it. So, but yeah, then we made it back to the train station and got on the train, and my face isn't actually bruised. It was my cheekbone was a little swole the next day, but it's good now. But Callie's got a little bit of swelling on her knee, but nothing really to have to worry about. Yeah. And I got a little tiny bruise on my little fat love handle back here.
I'll give it to you. It's a good cover story for the bar fight y'all got into.
Yeah, for sure. I have a video that I sent you guys. So y'all know that I was in a bus. At least I was.
We know.
I was at least near a bus that got in a wreck.
Got in an accident. Yeah. You can tell us the real story when we get off the podcast.
I was in fact inside that bus. But yeah. Other than that, man, we wind up pretty much chilling. We went and got some dinner after that, and that was about it, man. That place is a lot of fun. You got to be careful where you go. Other than that, it's pretty fun. So,
apparently, you got to be careful what bus you get on.
Yeah, no kidding. And Callie was trying to be, so optimistic about it. She was like, "What if he's just had a long day? He's just exhausted." And I said, "I don't care. Like, how do you hit a parked bus? Like, You're pulling into a parking lot.
People do it every day, man.
I know, man, but I don't know. My thought process is if you're so tired to the point where you can't see a parked vehicle, that's like the same equivalent of me being so tired I don't see my hand on a limb when I cut it. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like,
I'm just gonna be honest with you. I've been so tired. I haven't seen a trash can that was sitting perfectly still on the side of a road.
I mean, trust me, I've been so tired that I've drove an hour and not remembered any of it. Like I ate a whole meal in that hour too. Like, and I literally called Shane and was like, "Bro, what time did I leave your house?" He's like, "About an hour ago." Wow. I said, "I just pulled into my driveway. My food is gone, and I have no idea how I got here." And I was not kidding.
I think we've all been there a time or two.
So I get it. Now, trust me, I'm not saying that it just, I don't know, man. It blew my mind.
In the moment, you're like, how?
Yeah, I kept telling Callie, I was like, I don't understand. Like, it doesn't make sense to me how this just happened. Like, this literally just happened.
The math ain't math.
Yeah, the math ain't mathing. So, but yeah. Yeah, we had a good time, though. We made it back safe, finally. But
that's good. By the way, next time you send us like a Snapchat of something like that, give a little bit of context, like, hey, yeah, we're all good and all that stuff. Like, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, my bad. So mom was freaking out too. So I sent them the same thing. So they said something about something happened to somebody, and they're like, "Hey, pray for such and such." You know, this happened.
And then he's like, "Oh yeah, bet. Watch this."
I literally sent that video and said, "Y'all might want to pray for us too." Oh man. So, but no, we were good. Man, I didn't text mom back the next day. So we got on a plane the next morning at like 7:00 that morning, their time, which is like 1:00 in the morning here.
Yeah, y'all are 6 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, so we got on a plane. I fell asleep on a plane. I woke up almost in Texas on a plane, and it's like all of a sudden, like 3:30 in the afternoon. You know what I mean? And mom hasn't heard from me all day. The last thing she heard from me was, we got in a wreck. We're okay though, but blah blah blah. She never heard from me again the next day until like that afternoon. She was kind of freaking out a little bit, but I guess it's warranted as a mom, right? So,
I don't know. I've never been a mom.
That is true.
Touche.
So, we probably need to get into these pick'ems real quick. This has been a longer podcast. I ain't gonna lie, before we was getting on here, I was like, y'all think we got enough to talk about? Yeah.
We always find enough to talk about.
That's what happens, man. We just get to run around.
So last week, what did everybody go last week?
I have no idea what I did.
I don't know. I think
last week I went 5-5. Andy went.
I went 6-4.
6-4. Seth went 5-5. So I am down to a 1-game lead
over me, right?
Yep. I still got 3 on Seth.
Ooh, Seth is falling behind, buddy. It don't take long though. I feel like a lot of ours this week is going to be very similar. I think. I could be wrong.
No idea.
I could be wrong.
There's one that I think y'all gonna be surprised on my pick.
Dadgummit, I hope not.
It's either gonna be the first one or like the almost.
Come on, let's just get into it. We got Michigan and Penn State.
I went Michigan.
Okay, thank God. I went Penn State.
I went Michigan. It is gonna be.
I almost went Penn State because it's at Penn State.
Yeah. I thought the same thing.
I think Michigan's actually pretty good.
I do too.
It's not hard when you got their calls. I mean, sorry.
There's times.
Yeah. We got Kansas and Texas Tech. I got Kansas.
I got Kansas.
Virginia
Tech, Boston College.
I went BC.
Yeah, I went Boston College.
Yeah, me too. Iowa, Rutgers.
This one was difficult. I went Iowa though.
Yeah, I went Iowa.
I also went Iowa. Uh,
New
I
Mexico State and Western Kentucky Hilltoppers.
I'm not gonna lie.
I
My camera died. I'm not gonna lie. I just went with the majority.
I actually don't know nothing about Western
Yeah,
Kentucky.
I went. Yeah, so did I went. You went with what, Shane?
No, I went with New Mexico. Holy
I was about to
cow!
say
I
that is
realized I said that wrong.
Yeah.
I went with New Mexico as well.
Yeah.
Then you got was that Texas State Bobcats and
Coastal Carolina.
I got Coastal.
I went Coastal.
Yes.
Have y'all seen that video of that old coach from Coastal Carolina that's like got to be more like a dog?
No.
Oh well, I'll have to show y'all that. That junk's funny. Uh, this is
Tennessee and
one.
Missouri.
This is
This
one
was
I
a
think.
difficult one.
This one I think is gonna be where we may differ.
This was difficult, man. Missouri's coming off a loss.
But it wasn't a heartbreak loss.
I know,
So
but still,
if it was a heartbreak loss, that would have weighed on my
it's still
pick a little bit more.
Yeah.
But that was more of a like, okay, we got beat by a better team. Let's come out and prove this week what we are. And I got Missouri with them playing at home.
I picked Missouri just because they're at home.
Yeah, if it would have been at Tennessee, I probably would have picked Tennessee.
I also have Missouri. So wow.
Sorry
Maybe
for y'all
we're
Tennessee fans.
Yeah, sorry. I know we got a couple listeners. It is what it is, man.
Tough.
Oklahoma State and UCF.
I went with Oklahoma State, the Cowboys.
Me too.
We'll skip this next one.
Okay.
Yep.
Go to Fresno State Bulldogs and San Jose State Spartans. Got to pick the Bulldogs, right?
Yeah. So
So
does
You would think. I think someone didn't.
I picked Fresno State Bulldogs.
I picked the Bulldogs.
I might not have been talking about that one. But yeah, I picked Fresno State as well. I'm talking about the next one.
There's no way.
Ole Miss Rebels at number 2 Georgia.
I went Georgia.
At
Prime
7.
time.
Buddy, there's no way. Listen, I got Georgia. Okay, there's my picks.
I'm biased, so I don't care.
Me too. Georgia
This is
by 50.
Look, this is what I got to say. I've got a competition to win.
Go ahead. I don't care. That's fine.
He's got Georgia. He's full of crap. He's trying
I'm
to
just
bait
saying,
us.
I got a competition to win. Ole Miss is not a bad football team.
I didn't say they were.
No, I think they're really good.
No, they're a good football team. And I just don't know how much our crowd is going to be able to affect them because it's not that crazy to play in Sanford Stadium.
Incorrect.
And so I 100% went with the Bulldogs.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I knew he was full of crap. Because ask those motherfucking Tennessee fans from last year, boy. Yeah. It was little.
It's going to be insane in Athens.
Oh, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be.
You're
already pulling up.
Now I will say we don't walk the dog on. If we walk the dog on Ole Miss, I'll be shocked. It's going to be a close game. I do think Georgia, scores like a late touchdown or whatever to go up 14 or 10 or something like that to make the score look a little bit better. But I feel like it's going to be a tight game all the way through.
It's only 10 and a half, though, which is, not a ton. It's a good bit, but it's not a ton.
Yeah, that's a little bit more than what I was expecting it to be honest with you.
Me too.
Yeah.
I figured that would be like a 7.5 point game, something like that.
Yeah. But, yeah, so.
So if I was to actually bet on that game, I would actually bet on Georgia to cover because I think they probably scored late to cover.
You think so?
I don't know if I would. I have no idea.
No, at 7.5, I would.
Oh.
If it at 10.5 or 10 or whatever, because I'm thinking they win by like 10, maybe 14.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a better game than what it was last week, and I was nervous about last week. So this game is probably the most nervous I am for a game until the SEC championship.
Yeah. I even said something about it earlier. We need to try and get together this weekend for sure. At least by 7.
Yeah.
That's our pick. So pray for us this weekend because I will be in a pretty sour mood for the next 7 days.
I'm be in the woods
if we lose.
for a while. I'm not coming out.
I'm not coming out. Yeah, it's gonna be.
We done got spoiled as dog fans.
Yeah,
I know the loss is coming eventually. You can't just go undefeated for the rest of eternity. But my God, I'm going to ride this train for as long as I can.
Right? Holy! Yeah, I just want us to get the. I just want us to get the record.
The SEC record, or just the record?
The record in general, which is going to be incredibly hard to get to.
I think it has the record anyway.
No, USC's got it.
You talking about number one, or you talking about consecutive wins? Those are two different records.
We already lost the number one, which we weren't beating USC's anyways.
We haven't lost.
We haven't lost the number one
because it's AP, not college football playoff ranking.
I'm talking about the rankings that actually matter. Like the AP rankings mattered until the CFP rankings came out.
I understand what you're saying, but
yeah. So according to the AP, we still have we're still in the running for the record.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool and all, I guess, but the only thing that matters to me, like the AP rankings are cool and all.
Undefeated record.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm not gonna lie to you. I know a lot of Georgia fans were super upset. I'm trying to be quick because I know we're running out of time. We're super upset when the college football playoff rankings came out 2 weeks ago and Georgia wasn't ranked number one. To me, that was the best thing in the world to happen for Georgia.
Yeah.
I didn't think we would be anyways.
I didn't think we would be neither, but we have a lot of delusional Georgia fans. Let's just be honest.
Oh yeah, God, dude. They're some of these fans are stuff, man. Some of these guys just
it's like they forgot where we were. Just like we lost the national championship 2018.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like y'all, okay, we've been on top for the past 2 years, and that's been great. But let's not forget where we were just 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Where we could not get over the hump. We could not beat Alabama. Let's not forget those things.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's enjoy where we're at, but let's not forget where we came from. And a lot of these fans have already forgot where we came from. They're acting like we're already to Bama's dynasty level and all that stuff. We're so far from that, it's not even funny.
Yeah, man. These guys,
we're on track for it. Don't get me wrong. We're just not there. Quit acting like it.
Yeah. So,
I agree.
Yeah. Well, guys, this has been episode numero 12. Thank y'all for listening. If you've liked what you've heard, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, share it with a friend. It all helps all the time. Check out all of our social media.
Yep, the TikTok, the Facebook, the Instagram, the YouTube. Like, comment on all of them. Repost on TikTok, and we'd really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. We got, and all of our handles are the Southern Roots, except Instagram. Instagram is _Southern_Roots. Make sure you check us out. But with that being said, guys, this has been the Southern Roots Podcast. I'm Andy.
I'm Seth.
And I'm Shane. Remember, always keep those Southern Roots.